Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we step into the tiny shoes of a 2-year-old boy as we explore the childhood nightmares of Among the Sleep and its twisted tale of misery. This video will be broken up into 3 parts. The first is an overview of events as they unfold in the game, then a look at the symbolism and meaning behind these events, and finally a look at what the story almost was as we explore Among the Sleep's secret ending and development history. It was once a very different game. So sit back, relax, and let's get started with a guided tour of the game world. In Among the Sleep, we experience the spooky comings and goings of the game through the eyes of a toddler. Things kick off as the mother prepares the child a slice of cake to celebrate his 2nd birthday. But things are abruptly interrupted by a knock at the door, and an argument ensues.
Here it comes, through the tunnel, choo-choo! I'll be, right back. What are you doing? No!
When the mother returns, she holds a birthday present in her hands, but before the mother can hand the gift over to her son, she is once again called away by an intrusive phone call.
Now let's see what's inside. Maybe it's a new toy. Okay, sweetie. Be a dear and play for a bit. Mommy will be right back.
Now left alone in his room, the toddler manages to escape the confines of his playpen and seek out his new toy, a teddy bear inventively named Teddy. Though this is no ordinary teddy bear, he walks and talks all by himself and quickly forms a close bond with our pint-sized protagonist.
My name is Teddy. Nice to meet you. Hey, what's your name?
That night while sleeping, Teddy is whisked away and the toddler's crib overturned. The child follows the muffled sounds of the washing machine and discovers Teddy has been thrown in there for a bath. However, Teddy is less worried about himself and more about the mother, claiming something isn't right in the house. This claim is quickly verified as the 2 explorers encounter a shrieking shadow-like figure who angrily prowls the home as they embark on their search. The duo search high and low, but there is no sign of the mother anywhere. Eventually, Teddy and the toddler head into the basement where they discover a dreamlike realm, a memory dimension split off from our own reality. This pocket dimension provides the child with a memory item, his grandmother's pendant worn by his mother.
Look at Mommy's necklace. Can you see our reflection? It's you and me. It used to belong to your grandma.
Sliding down a tube, this otherworldly realm leads to a playhouse floating in limbo. Here, the toddler deposits his first memory item and, with the help of Teddy, opens up a gateway to a new realm. It seems in order to reach their mother, these 2 adventurers will need to collect all 4 memory items. So with 1 down and 3 to go, they set out into the unknown. The remainder of the game sees the toddler and his newfound friend exploring 3 nightmarish locations in search of the aforementioned memory items. The first of these is an abandoned playground, where we must collect owl-shaped stones in order to weigh down a seesaw leading to an escape bridge. This provides memory item 2, a music box. The next stage is a dilapidated house. Ravaged by time, this library-like environment is buried deep within the woods, where a witch-like figure hunts us at every turn. By escaping this rundown building and the witch haunting it, we receive memory item 3, a storybook the mother would lovingly read to her son. This leads to the 4th and final stage, set within a giant closet, where a cloaked monster known as the Heap stalks our every move. Eventually, Teddy and the toddler reach the end of this labyrinth and retrieve the final memory item, a pink elephant, another of the child's favourite toys which the mother so loved entertaining him with.
Elephants are my favorite animal. They have big ears and a long trunk.
With all 4 memories collected, the duo head back to the playhouse to complete the ritual and open the final gate. Unfortunately, before they can exit the closet, Teddy is grabbed by the heap monster and stolen away, his arm torn off in the process. This leads to the child awakening in a dark place, spotlights leading him to remember the truth behind every trauma he recently experienced. He witnesses his mother becoming consumed by rage as she turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism, leading her to transform into the shadowy witch-like figure and cloaked monster her son feared throughout his journey through the memory realm.
I said, not now. Be quiet now. Mommy had a
Eventually, the toddler manages to escape his mother's wrath and seeks refuge within the playhouse. Here, he manages to deposit the final memory, and using the arm of his lost friend Teddy, opens a portal back home. However, upon entering the house once more, things have taken a sinister turn. The home is messy, with broken toys, stained floors, and curtains drawn shut to keep the light and any prying eyes from seeing in. The mother has neglected her son and their home, turning into a drunken wreck. This is how we find her at the end of this tragic tale.
Stay away from me! I'm sorry. I never meant to. It's too much.
Just as it seems all is lost for the child, there is a knock at the door. Upon investigating the source of this knock, we hear a comforting voice standing in the daylight outside, the sound of the boy's father.
Hi there, little one. Come here. Did you like your gift? What happened to his arm? Don't worry, we'll fix him up.
The source of the mother's misery seems to have stemmed from a breakup with her now ex-husband. At the beginning of the story, we heard a knock at the door, followed by an argument. Now, we know why. The father visited to see his son on his birthday, but the mother denied him access, and so an argument took place. The dad handing over a birthday gift, the teddy bear, and this is why both the father and Teddy sound quite alike.
It's going to be so nice when we're through with all this, and we can play together all the time. Did you like your gift? What happened to his arm? Don't worry, we'll fix him up.
The child associates the teddy bear with his father, and so the things Teddy says are similar to the things he heard from his dad. It also explains why the mother snatches Teddy away from her son and ends up breaking him, resentful at the sight of her son enjoying something her ex-husband gifted him. A painful reminder of the joyful family life she once had. Among the Sleep also has a DLC titled Prologue, a short episode which adds a little context as to why the breakup happened in the first place. While things are never spelled out exactly, we can piece events together by observing memories encountered while exploring the environment. First, the environment itself is different from the house seen in the main campaign. We learn this building was owned by the father, and after the mother left him, she moved into a new house elsewhere. It also seems the reason why the mother began drinking to cope with her day-to-day life was born from the abuse of her husband. He would shut himself away in his office, consumed by his work, and this led to his wife feeling neglected and unloved. When confronting his wife about her drinking problem, an argument broke out, and this led to the husband acting violently toward his partner. This was the final straw for the mother, who packed up her things and took her son with her. It seems the father now wishes to gain custody of his son, and the ending suggests he may have been granted this request. For now, the mother is simply unfit to care for him. That said, all of this is hinted at ahead of time, so let's dig into some of the game's symbolism. While Among the Sleep deals with some heavy themes, it presents them in a subtle way, which is why its story manages to be a mostly family-friendly affair despite the dark subject matter. You see, everything within the story of Among the Sleep is experienced through the eyes of an infant, and this means what we see isn't actually reality, but rather a toddler's warped perception of events. One of the ways this is displayed can be seen in the many drawings we find throughout our adventure. These often hard to decipher scribblings show us the gradual downfall of the family and the mother's descent into alcoholism as she turned into a monster. In the second realm, known as the Overgrown House, we encounter several pictures which alter as we approach them. These paintings, when closely observed, show the father walking away from the mother, suggesting, as previously mentioned, that her drinking problem stemmed from him focusing his attention on other things outside of their relationship, such as work. She felt alone and unloved. We also see a painting where the woman reads to a child and then vanishes, this representing the mother's absence in her son's life after her addiction took hold. The Overgrown House itself is symbolic too, representing the broken home the toddler now comes from, a place consumed by bad memories and darkness, rotten to the core. The mother's monstrous transformation is shown in these scrawlings found in the closet chapter too. We see the husband trying to help her out of a dark place she ended up in, but the mother lashes out and becomes even more monstrous and hateful toward him, pushing her lost love further away still. As we explore the various stages, we encounter different bottles. Many of these act as traps or puzzle items, but when examined closely, they aren't just any old bottles, rather they are containers for beer and wine. Another precursor to the twist we discover upon reaching the game's conclusion. There is far more symbolism in the story of Among the Sleep, more than we need to cover for the purpose of this video. Every level is designed around memories the mother and son shared together, such as piecing together the jigsaw in the Overgrown House chapter, or collecting the owl statues found around the house in the playground chapter.
Where do they live? Do they have a nest somewhere? Oh, this little baby owl is tired. Maybe she wants to go to sleep.
But again, for the purpose of this video, I feel we have covered enough, so let's turn our attention to a quick overview of the game that never was, and a look at the secret scrapped ending. Long before the final release of Among the Sleep, the game was envisioned as something quite different. We learned this information when taking a tour of the museum DLC. This virtual gallery gives us a guided tour of Among the Sleep and its development history, where it is revealed Teddy was at one time the main antagonist. The story saw the child searching for his mother and visiting several different realms, the same ones which would eventually appear in the final game, plus one more. However, rather than representing one child's memories, each of these stages was originally intended to tell the story of a different troubled child. For example, the Overgrown House stage told the story of a little girl whose mother fell down a well and became a witch-like entity living in the swamp. There would have been a selection of fantasy-like enemies to defeat too, and the game was to feature combat via the use of Teddy's abilities. Eventually, Teddy was revealed to be the King of Nightmares himself, an evil entity that preyed on children's vulnerabilities after trauma occurred in their lives. The entity entered the toddler's life under the guise of a friendly bear, separated him from his mother, and collected up his most precious memories before boiling them up in a stew. He finally adds the child to this concoction and eats him whole, a far more typical ending for a horror game than the realistic and grounded one the team ended up pursuing. Before we cap off this video, here are some highlights from that original ending for your viewing pleasure.
You might say here, I got to have more fun than in the original ending. Come in and see. Hello. Much better. Oh, yes. Extraordinary. Thank you. You did very well. I will enjoy you very much.
And with that morbid sight, we come to the end of another Horror Game Explained video. I hope you enjoyed this look at the story of Among the Sleep and found it both entertaining and informative. If you did, then remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.